Luxury Game 9 brought a lot of interesting stuff, and instead of doing a full little tech breakdown and a side deck review, we're going to just talk about general cards and the cool impact that they brought this weekend. They made the world change their mind, per se. And we have some other inspirational stuff off of the LCS as well, like away from the LCS, that people have kind of come up with as well. So this is your hot tech choices for December 2020. Let's dig on into this bad boy, shall we? Guys, remember, if you're shopping on TCG Player, please use my link down below. It helps support the channel, alright? Just saying. The first tech choice we have up here on the screen is Xiaofang, Phantom of the Yangzing. Now, I don't know if you guys ever really paid attention to this thing, but it is a level 9 generic synchro on a 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner. Leave it to Yu-Gi-Oh players to start literally going, ooh, nice. So while this synchro summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot activate the effects of the monster with the same original attributes as the Yangzing monsters used for the synchro summon of this card. Alright. We don't care about that line at all, alright? When the synchro summon card is destroyed by battle card effect and sent to the graveyard, we can add 1 tuner monster from your deck to your hand. So we can actually tutor for Ash Blossom, Gamma. That's cute, right? Once per turn, when a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon a worm monster from your deck in defense position whose original attribute matches the original attribute that one of those destroyed monsters had on the field. Once again, you have a card that allows you a different dimension of play for the mirror match. If your opponent sets something up, you can use this card as an extender to bring out another piece of your combo. It gives you access to search for a tuner monster from your deck, all on a generic level 9 synchro that, for words wise, you did have room to play this in your deck. So I do actually really like this card. I think that this card, going forward, I think we'll continue to see play. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to play Xiaofang in your virtual world deck. Just be aware that this card is going to be there, and it is very good. Alright, next up on our list here at number 2 is actually Sinister Shadow Games. Now, we've given this card crap for years, and I mean years. Alright, the fact that it didn't have Shadal in the name kind of really put people up by it, but we did have this relatively large 60 card variant of zombie toolbox, essentially. There was so much stuff in it. And one of the cards it had was Sinister Shadow Game. So you can send a Shadal monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can change any number of face-down defense position Shadal monsters you control to face-up defense position. Now, getting the mill off of this is going to be where I would say our primary real estate's going to be. If you've got a dragon or a beast down, you can toggle the effect of that. Do we even care? Dragon is like side deck material if you're gonna want to approach it, or it's a one of in the main. Same thing with beast. Beast for the draw power. I get those two mixed up. But you now have this, we now have a purpose for this. Actually, now that Ariel exists and Wendy, now you have this larger pool of monsters as access for this. Now players are kind of looking at this going, well, since this 60 card variant actually exists, we can start to explore the option of playing Sinister Shadow Games. I wish that the card had Shadal in the name. It would have gained a lot of value for this, but this card dates all the way back to Drev, and even back then it was really good, but the card has kind of fallen out of favor at this point. So now that the card is back, it's interesting to take note of it, seeing play in the 60 card variant for the combo potential that this card gives. So we'll take it. All right, next up is Cyber Angel Natasha. Now, Lund was giving me updates on his Drytron testing, and he was going back and forth on this card. He said there were a lot of times where he wanted to cut it, and then every game that he lost was a game that he needed Natasha. Now, for those of you that don't know, This stupid thing is ridiculous. Actually is ridiculous. So the whole Drytron archetype focuses on being able to ritual summon and bypass the conditions of ritual summoning, which means you can take the best of every ritual out there and you can play them. So Natasha, you can ritual summon this card with Machine Angel Ritual or the Drytron stuff. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster you control, gain life points equal to half of its attack. So if you target Natasha, you get 500 life. When a ritual monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can negate that attack. Alright, so let's think about this. You have a ability to make sure that your ritual monster is protected. Alright, that's good. If this card is in the graveyard, you can banish one other Cyber Angel monster from your graveyard, target one monster your opponent controls, special summon this card, and if you do, take control of that monster. Ben 10 is another Cyber Angel monster. Getting a free freaking revive, having a built-in attack protection on this thing, and being able to gain life. This card is the absolute madman for Drytron. As a 1-up, by the way. So, quite worth picking. Now, on the opposite side of the coin here, we also have Ally of Justice Cycle Reader. So, I wanted to bring this up because people are starting to buy this card. I'm starting to see a lot of these disappearing off the market. I didn't really see this as a side tech out of luxury games, but this is more or less a tech option that I'm starting to see more and more players go, oh, Drytron, I don't like you. During either player's turn, you can discard this card to the graveyard, target up to 2 light monsters in your opponent's graveyard, and banish those targets. Do you know what Drytron monsters are? They're all light monsters. Now, there are some really cute multi-dimensional things that you can do with this. The main thing you're doing with this is you're using this as a strict option to disrupt the graveyard in kind of a limited window of a matchup. I am not particularly all that fond about this. I feel like if you're worried about other decks that you would wanting to be playing this about, I feel like there might be better options. But the fact that it is effectively DD Crow for the light archetype, if you're really worried about these ritual-based strategies, something along the lines of making you want to side this, I feel like your side deck could be better dedicated to other stuff. Maybe people are just afraid right now and they're pushing harder for this to be an option. I'm not really sure, but there is a rise in Ally of Justice Cycle Reader in both side decks for players and for the market. These are slowly disappearing. So pay attention to this as we head into the extravaganza here for the overall possibility of players continuing to explore this card as a side deck option. I think it's okay. I don't think it's particularly all that crazy, but it is in fact something. And then the last thing I want to talk about here for side deck choices, or tech choices overall, was needle sealing. And this also came out of the same cluster of a deck and that we saw the Sinister Shadow games in. So needle sealing, when there are 4 or more other monsters on the field, destroy all face-up monsters. That's it. You have, well, I guess, Torrential Tribute can blow up an entire field. This card allows you to protect your set monsters and punish an entire field. I do think it's really cool that in 2020, besides Paleo, I mean, Paleo Frog was one of the first ones that played this card at a semi-competitive stage, but now in 2020, frickin' needle sealing returns to the fray, which means that players are looking at this card and going, this is an option. There are things that we can use to abuse this card, and there's a purpose for this card in the format, and I think that that's really freaking cool, actually. So, your 5th tech choice goes to needle sealing. Very interesting, actually. So what do you guys think about all of these cool tech choices? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I look forward to hearing what you guys think about these. And I will see your beautiful faces later on in the day. Peace out, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.